back, ladies and gentlemen, monkeys and ghosts to Gorilla Tag. Five tips for beginners. Now, this is if you just start Gorilla Tag and you need some tips on how to get a bit better. And, well, the main thing I can really just recommend you doing is practice. Go into public lobbies. Don't go into competitive lobbies because, you know, it can be pretty annoying when there's not the best type of people in competitive. But yeah, so this is just going to be 5 tips for beginners. You're throwing yourself up in the air, but you could be going like this, right? And this is good and all, but it's not maximizing your speed potential. Now, this is still something myself is working on, but you want to make sure you're as closest to the ground as like when you're moving, so that way so basically you're minimizing your air time so you can throw yourself forward again. Like dragging your hands across the ground, like you're skiing, and you want to minimize the amount of air time you have when you're running on the ground or anywhere, for that matter, because the more air time you have is probably going to get you killed. Whatever. It's basically where you just bounce yourself from wall to wall. It's going to be super useful in tons of maps, like Forest. It's useful in every map, I should say. It is. And you may be asking, well, how do you do it? That's how I'm going to show you. Now, you can do this a ton of different ways, but to start out, you basically want to throw yourself up and push to the other side of the wall like this. Practice this for a little. Just throwing yourself to the other side of the wall and back. And then start pushing up just a tad bit and to the other side of the wall, like at an angle almost. And you should start pushing yourself upwards and up. And that's basically how you wall bounce. You probably, when I first started, I would be moving forward and backwards when I was doing it, and I wasn't even trying to. But when you get better, you stop doing that, and start, doing it straight up without any problems. You get better. You can do it one-handed, all of the above. And once you get better, you can do it in a lot of different ways, just to make it a bit harder for the lava monkeys to tag you when you're going up. So you can go like this. You go like this. You can even push yourself down and then back up if you needed to. Now, pinch climbing can also be done at the walls and a lot of areas, like trees, and that's how you can climb up trees pretty easy. So first thing we're going to want to do is hug onto this wall right here. Same wall we were doing wall bouncing at. This is just another way, you can get up there. So you want to basically hug it. Like wrap your arms around it. And you want to push down in like circular motion. So look how I'm doing. So I'm like, don't imagine pulling up, imagine pushing down. So you push down and pull in just a bit in like these circular motions. And that's basically it. It's pretty easy. I'd say it's a bit harder than wall bouncing, but you'll get used to it. So remember, pull in, push down in circular motions. You'll get very good at it. But that's just beginning to pinch climbing. You have to, these little slanted areas are a bit harder. Now, we're going to be branching. Now, this isn't too hard. It's not like when you start to get way better at the game and you start doing like this freaking insanely good branching from stump to tree to all of this. We just want to talk about the beginner stuff, right? Like, let's say you're on the ground, you're running, right? a lava monkey's chasing you. What are you gonna do? Well, if you were to run by this tree, you could push back, go on here. As long as you do it, it doesn't matter how slow you do it. If you keep practicing, you'll get better. So, you can start slow for the beginning, go to branch to branch, jump off, find out what works for you, tree to tree, all that. It doesn't matter how fast you want to try and start out. I recommend slow, and then you start picking it up as you practice. Again, the number one thing I can recommend is just practicing these things, honestly. That's how you get skill. Honestly, you can know, people can give you tips like how I'm doing, or how other people give you tips. They might help a little bit, but honestly, best thing you can do is just practice what they say, or maybe even find your own way. Right? I don't wall climb or wall run same way other people do. We all have different things of doing it, and you're just gonna have to find out. I'm giving what was easiest for me, but you can do what's easiest for you. Just definitely do practice on these. Juking is basically whatever platform you're on. English, please. Whatever platform you're on, it doesn't matter if you're on a branch, if you're on one of these wooden platforms, or on the ground, or on the wall, which you haven't learned by now if you're watching this and you're new to the game. Right? Or maybe you just haven't learned it and you're new to the game, and you're not new to the game, right? It was hard for me to learn as well. But you're gonna need to learn how to juke people. Obviously enough, they're gonna dash at you and you're gonna have to dodge that. Now, juking can be in a lot of different ways. You could be down here, someone dashes for you in front, you go to the left, or up onto the branches. Or anyway, juking can appear in a lot of different ways. Let's say you're on the wall, someone's coming for you, you go boom, and push away from the wall, and they miss. Juking is basically running away from your enemy that they would least expect it, and when you see them move, you move in the exact opposite direction. Anyways, that's gonna have to do for my 5 tips for Go Tag beginners. I will probably do 5 tips for intermediates, and then so on, maybe. I don't know, we'll have to see. But anyways, thank you for watching the video, and as always, have a good day.